What up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jonyfraze. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at Phreakmods updated the Link EX Groove. It's version 2 of the original Link, but if you guys don't know what the significance of the Link was, it was a really cool accessory for a fight stick if you're an FGC member, you know, being able to travel in tournaments and even just for storage at home. Let's take a quick look at what the original Link was before we crack this open and break this one down. So back around 2012, 2013, I started seeing the original Kickstarter for the Link 1, which is right over here. So I'm going to pop out my ball top and joystick assembly. And this is basically what the Link does. It allows you to remove this piece in tote while you're traveling, or maybe if you have like a low shelf where you keep your joysticks, you know, just allowed you to separate this piece out because it did add, you know, some height to the original case of your fight stick. You know, I want to say an extra like 2 inches it got added that you'd have to deal with somehow. Some people don't even have a need for this, but a lot of people who traveled or some people who just wanted to keep things tidy, they felt like this is a really cool accessory. The way it worked was a 2-piece system. There was a base, there was this new shaft with this collar that kind of actuates back and forth, and using that motion you can lock in the top portion to the base. It's really sturdy. I'm trying to really separate it. It's kind of hard to do, and then using this you would kind of separate it just like that. Also, you know, there were some cool accessories like this lanyard, right? So you can wear this around your neck, have a really cool FGC necklace, right? And rock that while you're in tournaments or whatever. So that was pretty cool. Some people really weren't used to having this little collar, you know, while they were gripping the joystick. It didn't bother me, but for some people that was kind of like a game breaker, you know, where they would say, okay, maybe it's not comfortable, maybe I won't, you know, use this accessory. The other thing too is that you kind of have to manage this little dust cover here. So, you know, this thing, you could pop it right in between, you know, the lanyard or this piece. But if you didn't have a lanyard, then you just needed to carry this in your backpack. You'd always have to manage this little dust cover and figure out where you're going to put it. So these are kind of like one of the reasons that, you know, the Link got updated. And believe it or not, before I get to the EX Groove, I did want to show you the Victrix Link 2, which was inspired by this guy, right? We'll go through that and then kind of see how that morphed into the newest EX Groove Link. Here is the Victrix Pro FS. You guys have probably seen this around the internet. A lot of pro players use this nowadays. Very awesome stick. I like it personally. It's definitely one I'm going to keep in my collection. But one of the innovations that these guys came out with, as far as having it come from a stock arcade stick, was including a version of the Link. All right. So they have dubbed this the Link 2 to pay homage to Phreakmods' original Link. Here's the original one. A couple differences are pretty clear. The shaft is a smooth shaft. There's no collar over here that you could see, but the way they did it was kind of funky. So you'll notice that I have the ball top a little loose, but you'll notice that the collar goes into the ball top, and they did that by actually creating a custom ball top. You see that there's a wide well in there. A normal ball top doesn't have that at all. The only catch with this is no one else makes this. So that's kind of like a bummer. You can only get this set up with the Victrix Pro FS. All right, the other cool thing that they did was that they added this little, you know, little bump on the bottom that allows you to keep your dust cover on. See that? So when you have this full setup up and running, you could just remove the whole thing, boom, and then your dust cover stays with you, which was kind of problematic in the past. All right. So this is the Link 2. Again, you can only get this if you buy a Victrix Pro FS fight stick. So it's not really in play unless you want to buy the stick anyway, which is going to lead us to the Link EX Groove that we'll take you through right now. All right, so we have the original Link from Phreakmods. We have the Link 2 from Victrix, and now we get to unbox the Link EX Groove. So pretty excited about this. Let's pop it open. All right, inside you're going to get the Link EX Groove as well as a hex key to pop on your ball top. So let's do a comparison between Gen 1 original Link versus the EX Groove. So the first thing you're going to notice is that the overall width is consistent with the little notch being in the middle. in the past, the notch was kind of like interrupting the shaft in the middle over here. So a lot of people really weren't used to it. When you're gripping the whole thing like this, people really weren't used to hitting this portion. So now that's kind of eliminated because it's a flusher, you know, feeling, you know, and it's a smooth surface when you're going to be gripping this particular portion. So that's a nice little upgrade. It's just wider in general. The other thing that I love is this little rubber O-ring right over here protects the dust cover from falling out, and that's a big upgrade. All right, comparing it to the Link 2, okay, I do like how this, you know, there's no interruption at all on the Link 2, but it made a huge sacrifice for people who want to customize in the fact that, you know, being that you have to push this into the ball top for you to get the actuation. These kind of marry the two things together where you're getting almost like a smooth finish, you know, on the grip side, but this thing still allows you to use whatever ball top that you want, and you're also getting the protection for the dust cover to stay on. So that's what I think sets apart the Link EX Groove from the Link and the Link 2. And you know, I'm definitely going to be rocking this going forward on my stick, on my main stick. I also wanted to show you guys that you can obviously screw in a standard ball top, but a lot of you guys were asking me if it's on a bat top. So I have a bat top right over here, and as you can see, because of the way that it's designed, it fits perfectly. So you guys have the option to use whatever you want on the Link EX Groove. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to install this into your fight stick so you can get this up and running. All right, guys, so we're going to install the Link EX Groove into a stock Sanwa JLF. A couple tools you need, guys, is your hex key. I would recommend getting a small flathead screwdriver and a small pair of pliers to remove the E-clip. All right, so the first thing you want to do is set up your ball top on top of the EX Groove. So very simply, put on the, actually, if you want to put the dust cover on first, that's probably a good idea because it'll be tough to kind of get this on, you know, with the ball top in the way. So literally just screw it down, okay? Finger tighten it until you get to the base, just like that. And then you want to take your hex key right over here. I like to use the long side down and just pop that in there and give it a nice tighten and turn, and that literally will lock it down, and this ain't going to go anywhere. Okay. So now that we have that set up, I would recommend actually popping this whole thing into the base. So you want to actuate the collar and pop it in the base. And now you have this guy ready to be installed. First thing you're going to want to do is remove the E-clip. Now, guys, this is spring loaded, so kind of keep this close by. You want to just use your flathead screwdriver and pry the E-clip out of the way. Let me do that really quick. You see that there? It's coming up. The minute that it starts coming up like that, I recommend just pushing down on the actuator and removing the E-clip just like that. So you'll see that because of the spring, the actuator is coming out. Okay? So I'm actually going to disassemble everything. So if you guys get stuck, you guys know how to reassemble everything. So this is the actuator. Remember, E-clip holds the actuator. The spring is next, just like that. Okay? And then inside, you'll actually see the black base. So you'll see that right over there. You see that little base? That's what holds a whole spring mechanism. And all you have to do is slide out the original shaft, ball top, everything that comes with it. The one thing you do need to retain is this guy right over here, which is the bushing for the joystick. Okay, so now that I have everything apart, you want to take your Link EX Groove, and with the round side facing down, you want to pop the bushing onto the bottom of that. You thread it through. Remember, you do have that base inside there. You see that there? You want to thread this whole thing through the base, and then everything just comes together backwards. So spring, right? And the actuator on top of the spring, just like that. And then you have your E-clip right over here. So again, this is the hardest part, guys. So you want to pop the E-clip on the little groove, just like that. You see how it's just kind of hanging on there? I have it hooked on the groove. You can use your hand if you want, but I find it a lot easier to just use like a small set of pliers. And you know, you want to push it from the edge of the base and then the edge of the E-clip, and then you just want to slowly pop it in just like that. Boom. So now we have this guy fully installed into Asanwa JLF. Remember, all you have to do is take it apart, just like that, to pop it back in, and you're good to go. All right, guys, I have a digital scale here, and I'm just going to weigh this out just for science, just to see if there's any like differences between each of the Link models. But I'm going to start with the stock JLF, right? So there's a stock JLF with all the covers on, and we're getting 2.1 ounces. Okay, 2.1 ounces. Let me go with the original Link from Phreakmods. I'm getting roughly 1.6 ounces. Okay, so this is lighter by 4, maybe 0.5 ounces. All right, let's go with the Link 2. Oh, you know what? We need to pop a base on the Link 2, so we'll just pop this base on real quick, just to see. So Link 2 end base is heavier. Wow, 2.4 I'm getting. So it's 3 ounces heavier than a stock setup. Interesting. And now here's the Link EX Groove with the base. Set this up. And this is 1.6. Huh. Okay. So, take the data for what it is, right? It's a little bit lighter than a stock setup. I don't really think it's going to affect you as far as gameplay-wise, but I just wanted to show you guys that there is a little bit of a difference. Can't really tell the difference, guys. It feels amazing. Doesn't really feel that much different from a stock setup, and I definitely really can't tell the difference between this and the original Link. So I'm going to say, as far as fit and feel, thumbs up. There you have it, guys. This has been a breakdown and review of the Link EX Groove, coming soon from my friends at Phreakmods. Definitely go check them out at your favorite arcade parts store. Release time is going to be March to April of 2020, and it's going to come in 4 colors. That's going to be black, chrome, blue, and red. Alright, guys, this has been Jonyfraze. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Shout out to all my new subs. I appreciate all that. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.